here and one more ampersand here, and if I run this program, it is asking me for the number. I am giving 24A, B is already having 10 there. Run it. A is minus 12 and B is minus 14. What is that? So it is skipping two values. Okay, if I declare one more value here, let it be C, and I am giving C. There I am going to give percentage. There I am going to give percentage D, so that I wanted to print the value of C also. Surprisingly, we haven't given anything to C. Let us try what will be there in C. So it is asking for the number of A. I am giving 20, B is equal to 14, and C is getting some other strange value. So here I am just changing into ampersand C, and if I run, of course I am entering 80, any number to A, 12, 14, 16. It is just incremented in steps of 2. So the address of A is printed over here, address of B is printed over here, and the address of C is printed over here. That means all these variables are stored consecutively in the memory location, and each of them are having 2-byte memory locations, and all the values got printed. The address location for A is got printed, B got printed, C got printed here. So if you want to get the real values, then no need of ampersand. If you are interested in the values in A, B, C, then no need of ampersand here in the case of printf. But in the case of scanf, we are going to get a value from the user, and we are going to save the value into the memory location. So scanf is essential for ampersand is essential for scanf, and there is no need of ampersand in the case of printf. So we have A equal to 30, B equal to 10. 30 value we have given at the run time, and B is already having the value, and the C is initialized as 0 here in this case. That value got printed. This is a simple C program. Okay, let us try some more experiments. So I am giving PTR1. I am giving one more variable PTR1 with a slight change here. I am going to put one star here. That means integer star PTR1. This is a usual type of variable. So star PTR means it's a pointer variable. Nothing special in pointer variable. This is more or less similar to the integer variable only. It is supposed to save some values. Okay, here I am going to assign PT star PTR1 equal to 6. So the entire statement I am going to comment it, so that we are not going to use it again in this program. And I am printing printf and okay, I want to print the value. I want to print the value of PTR1, and that's of integer type, so I have to use %d. That is a formatting character to represent the integer data type. So I have to print the value of PTR1, and let us try it. Let us save the program, run it. PTR1 is already assigned a value of 6. Okay, I forgot to put a semicolon here. This is essential for all the C statements. If the statement is completed, then it should end with a semicolon. Still we have one more error. What is that? Printf undefined symbol. Okay, it was PTR. Control F9. It's asking for a number 10. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6 got printed. So this enter number, even that is not necessary, and reading the number is also not necessary, because we have a value here PTR1, that value is 6, and we are just trying to print it out. Let me run it. It is printing some other value 842. Again let me run. 842 is the value getting printed. Actually the value required is 6. Let me put a star over here. Control F9. It is getting 6. Now we are getting 6. The star is the value operator. If you want to get the value from a string, from a pointer variable, we should use star. If you use without star, then it is going to print the address location of the particular PTR. So the pointer variable is also a variable similar to other variables. The only difference between the pointer variable and the other variable, this pointer variable PTR1 is going to hold the memory address location where we have stored this value 6. Let me make the concept little more clear. See, in the computer memory system, all the numbers are stored in terms of zeros and ones, and for our convenience we are grouping them into binary format, hexadecimal format, and we are grouping numbers of bytes. If you represent 2 hexadecimal digits, we can form a byte, and in C language, in the 16-bit platform, we are using 2 bytes to represent an integer number. So if you declare an integer pointer, then 2 byte location, memory location, will be reserved for our program to run, and that place will be having an address value. That value will be stored in this variable PTR1. So PTR1 is a variable which is holding the memory location where the real value is stored. In the other case, C is a variable which is pointing to a place where the value is stored. Here it is indirectly stored. So we have, while running this program, we are getting some value, that is 842. That we are getting 842 because we have printed it in the form of decimal numbers. So 842, that will let it be a number, and that number represent to a particular memory location in this system, and that value is getting printed. So in that particular memory location, we are going to or the computer is going to store the value 6. If you change the 60 into some other number, it is not going to make any change. It is going to be saved in the same memory location. If you run, it is giving the memory location. Okay, let me put it in this way. The memory, so the memory locations are addressed by numbers. So the memory location, LOCATION, the memory location, that number is having the value, holding the value. Okay, let me give one more %d and comma. Here I am going to give star PTR1. So first PTR1 will be giving the address, and the second one will be giving the value. Okay, if you run and read this statement, what is that Y coming there? Memory. Okay, it's a Y for the memory. The memory location 886 is holding a value 230. So that is very clear. So let me have one more variable here comma star ptr2 equal to 100. One more variable is declared there, and that ptr2 is another pointer variable, and I have assigned some value there, that is 100 for ptr2. So ptr1 is a variable and ptr2 is another variable, and both the variables are assigned two different values. ptr1 is having 230 and ptr2 is having 100, and each of these values will be stored in two different memory locations, and those two memory locations having some memory addresses, and their addresses are really stored in this ptr1 and ptr2. But if you refer with star ptr1 and star ptr2, you will be looking into the value addressed by these pointers. But if you are simply looking into ptr1, then we will be getting the memory location of those variable where it is stored. Let me run it again. Okay, I forgot to put /n somewhere here. Okay, memory location 936 is holding a value this, and the memory location 100 is holding a value the next one. So two different memory locations we have here, and each of these memory locations are having different values stored in it. ptr1 and ptr2. These are two variable memory variables, ptr1 and ptr2. Both are of integer size, integer data type, and both are used to hold the memory locations of the place where exactly the system is going to store the location. Okay, this is an introduction about how we can use pointer variables integer pointer variables in the C program. It's a kind of middle level programming feature. It's a middle level programming feature in the C language, where you can directly interact with the memory locations of the system. Hope you have able to follow this code given in this video. Please try this program by yourself. You can change the values, you can play through the code, and you can explore it. If you want any clarification regarding this video, please feel free to contact me. This is my email ID, it_teacher1@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.